What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm gonna be going over an accounting school that a lot of people have given me a comment about, and I finally looked into it. I did some research, and I want to give my comments and my thoughts on what the school is. Do I recommend it? And should you think about maybe potentially enrolling in this school if you want to go down the accounting route, which I hope everyone watching this video actually does. As a CPA, I can't promote accounting enough. Absolutely changed my life, but that's not about this video. You can watch other videos. Let's go into the actual program that they're offering. Let's look at it. Let's go over some of the pros, some of the cons. I have some of my notes here that we can go through. And so let's go through it. Okay, so Western Governors University. So I have some notes here. So it's a 100% online, not-for-profit, regionally accredited program. And they kind of sell it as it's designed for working adults and career career switchers. So some of the key features of the program are based on, so it's competency based, so it's kind of move at your own pace. There's no live classes you need to go to. You don't have like a class at 7 p.m. that you need to attend every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or whatever it may be. There's really no classes. It's really go at your own pace. And so there's essentially these courses that you take, and again, you go at your own pace. So you don't have to wait on the lecture to go through the lecture for you. You go at it on your own. There's courses you take, and there's obviously exams you have to pass in order to get credit for each course. And it's a flat rate tuition on average from their website. And we're going to go through their website and kind of go through again the pros and cons. But on average, it takes about $4,000 per a 6-month term. But keep in mind, and I'm not trying to sell you on this. I'm just giving you the highlights, and I will give you the cons and what I think are some of the downsides of this program. But so it's $4,000 for a 6-month term, and you can take as many classes as you want. From their website, and we'll go through it, they go through and they say that a lot of the times, a lot of their students will take, give or take, 2 years. And obviously, if you have an associate's degree or you're coming into it just fresh out of high school, it may be a little bit different, and we'll go into those details. But again, just an high-level overview, it's about $4,000 per a 6-month term, and you can take as many classes as you want. So it's a real plus. And then self-paced. So again, it's self-paced, no class times, and study whenever you want. So let's go over their website. Let's see what they have to offer us, and then we'll see if this is a good thing that I would recommend my community to do, or if this is just like, hey, no, this is totally not something I would recommend. Okay, so again, let's make this a little bigger here so you guys can see. All right. Oh, shoot, that's a little too big. Okay, so online accounting degree. All right, so that's like Western Governors University. Okay, so overview. So an online accounting degree that sets you apart. Okay, every business. Okay, this is just going to give you some spiel on like, okay, every business relies on an accountant. Yes, of course. So WGU's Bachelor of Science in Accounting is also first step toward your CPA certification. Okay, great. Okay, I love to hear this. Continuing on to earn your Master's of Accounting, also known as Master of Accountancy, from an online college for accounting will help you meet the 150 semester hour required to sit for the CPA exam in most states. I will make a separate video going over how this is changing for a lot of states. I think up until now, 21 states have effectively gone, not that they're getting rid of the 150-hour rule, there's just a separate path that you can take if they lowered it to 120, but you'll need an extra year of experience to get your actual license. But again, that's a separate topic for this video, but I'm glad that they're at least saying, hey, going through our program is the first step to actually get your license, which is a huge plus for me, in my opinion, because if you definitely want to sit for the CPA exam, obviously this is getting your education done is the first step. So that being said, the fact that they're promoting it, the fact that they're able to say that on their website gives me comfort that obviously, yes, their school is accredited and those units will go towards you sitting for the CPA exam. Awesome. Okay. So that's kind of their overview again. So if you look here, so now they're going to go through like, okay, 60% of graduates finish within 24 months. Okay. So one thing I'm not clear on is like, is this for people that already have like their associate's degree and they're coming into it like a transfer student, or is this coming straight out of high school? So that's the only thing I would want to make sure of. Like if you're thinking about going to the school, it's like, okay, if this 24 months that you're telling me, is that like coming out of high school? If that's coming out of high school, fantastic. I don't think so, but let's look at how it works. Okay. Tuition per 6-month term. And if you see here, next start date is August 1st. Okay. So tuition charged per term rather than per credit. I think that's fantastic. And I've been saying this for so long now. Like I wish a lot of the big firms or like, I wish I could even create my own school where like accounting is to me, accountants and CPAs like ourselves, I look at us like, highly skilled engineers, highly skilled, plumbers, contractors. Like we are a trade-based we are a trade-based certification, like a CPA. You get taught certain things in school to be able to provide a service right away. To me, that's a trade, and that's why I love accounting and I love the CPA route, because you're actually taught something and you can actually go and provide a service for someone in the marketplace after you graduate. So this is awesome. So I think this model is awesome. I think it's great so far. I love it. Rather than finish faster, pay less. Yeah, it's great. Again, you can take as many courses as you want during the 6-month term. Average salary increase. Okay, yeah. I mean, I would take this with a grain of salt. Average salary increase. I mean, sure, maybe. Are you going to get a huge bump in your salary if you're already working at a place and all of a sudden you get an accounting degree? I haven't seen it necessarily. I mean, if you're already working at a place, let's say you're a staff accountant, all of a sudden you get an accounting degree. Could you negotiate that with your current employer? Sure. But I can tell you, yes, getting an accounting degree will open up a lot of doors, because a lot of times companies will require at least an accounting degree to get into their accounting department if you weren't like a lateral move within the organization. So, okay, that's great. So again, I think, so start date's the first of every month. So like there's really no date that is going to prohibit you. Like, it's not like you need to start in July, and if you don't start in July, you completely missed it, or you need to start August 1st, and if you don't start August 1st, you completely missed it. It looks like they pretty much you can enroll at the first of every month. So I think, again, a real plus two. Really, it's in your hands. Okay, so we continue to go on. So let's go. Okay, now let's go actually into the courses of the coursework that they're going to be offering. So accounting courses, so the program consists of 40 courses. Okay, great. So, okay, this is where I was looking into it too. Okay, so look, let's say you have an associate's degree. So if you have an associate's degree, it's actually, so an unofficial estimated 10 courses are fulfilled by your associate's degree, leaving 30 courses. Wow, that's incredible. So let's say, for example, you come into this school, into the WGU, with an associate's degree, then essentially 10 courses are alleviated, so you only need to have 30 courses left. So let's say, for example, all right, but let's go back. You without an associate's degree, let's say you're coming into it straight out of college. So general education, okay, so they have physical science, composition, okay, great. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to go over the general education courses because whatever. You guys can go through the business core, okay, managing global business environment, fundamental. I don't care necessarily again about the business core, whatever. I'm worried about the accounting classes. What are they going to teach you guys? Are they going to teach you guys debits and credits? That's what we're worried about on this channel, right? That's what I really want to know. So their accounting courses, I will tell you what I think. Intermediate accounting 2, beautiful. Auditing, fantastic. Intermediate accounting 3, great. Taxation 1, business law for accountants, financial accounting, cost and managerial accounting, intermediate accounting 1, accounting information systems. Beautiful. The only thing I would add to this is maybe like an accounting ethics course that if you can try to take, that'd be great. I know that is a requirement in some states, but other than that, I mean, this is pretty much obviously, yes, I would just include in there, which would probably be included in your general education requirement, like accounting 1, like financial accounting 1 and 2, I think, or like, just before you get into intermediate accounting, you kind of go over the basics. But awesome. They have intermediate accounting 2 and 3, which is intermediate accounting 1, which is here, 2 and 3. Beautiful. Awesome. They have auditing, taxation, business law for accountants. Fantastic. I think as far as the coursework goes, I think it's great. Obviously, again, I'm not going to cover the general education and the business core. That I don't care about. I wish you literally only needed to do your accounting classes, and believe me, with just your accounting classes and you being really good, debits and credits, and at least a basic understanding of tax when you graduate college, you should be ready for the CPA exam if you use a good course like Becker or whatever. So other than that, I think, yeah, everything else isn't necessarily, I'm not going to go over in detail because, again, general education is general education, whatever. Cool. And then they got business management. Great. Awesome. So again, if you have your associate's degree, it should be 30 courses. If you don't have it and you're coming into it straight out of high school, then it should be 40 courses. And I don't know if this 24 months is essentially a 4-year accounting degree. That seems, or like a 4-year typical traditional education in 24 months. That seems a little far-fetched to me. I don't know. Again, you're going to, you can take this video with a grain of salt as far as like my thoughts initially. Again, I haven't talked to like a recruiter there. I haven't necessarily talked to anyone at this school. I'm just going based off of the research I did, but 24 months seems really quick to get done with essentially a 4-year degree or 40 courses. I'm not saying it can't be done because, again, in the 6-month course, there's no limit on how many courses you can take, which is fantastic. Okay. All right. So continuing to go on here. All right. So we went over the courses. Okay. The courses I'm a fan of. The courses I have great. And again, traditionally they compare traditional university to a flat rate term. So per credit hour. So essentially, again, traditional universities, you sign up for whatever, 15, 16 units a quarter or a semester, and you have to go to class and you have to obviously wait the whole time. And you can only take usually 4 to 5 classes during a given semester or quarter. But in here, it's a flat rate 6 month term. So essentially, you could take as many as you want during that time. So they obviously, someone commented on something. I made a TikTok about this school, and someone commented that they usually meet with like a mentor or someone that supports them once a month to let them know, how things are going, how they're doing with their coursework. Again, exams, whenever you feel ready, you take the exam. There's no need to wait. You go through the coursework, and then when you feel ready, you take the exam. As far as schedule goes, courses available anytime from anywhere. Again, you don't need to wait, or you don't need to log into a course or log into a Zoom call or a Google Meet or whatever, our Teams meeting. You literally just, when you're ready to study, that's when you study. Time to finish, as quickly as you can master the material, typically less than 3 years. Okay, awesome. So again, yeah, they mentioned 3 years down there, but then in here, or they meant 24 months. So again, maybe it takes you, I don't know, 3 years. Let's say 3 to 4 years. Even if it takes you 3 years, that is fantastic. Like, let's say you start this, I don't know, at 19, 20 years old, you can be done by like 20, 21. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. Okay. Why WGU earning potential? Sure. Again, take that with a grain of salt. As far as like, they can throw numbers out there all they want, but what matters is you getting your accounting degree. So don't necessarily get sold on like, oh, I'm going to make this much more money. I mean, it can go up, it can go down. I don't want to just sell you on that. Yeah, you're going to make more money day one. Over the course of your career, 100% you will. But then obviously, like, right when you graduate, again, just take it with a grain of salt as far as when they tell you, hey, this is how much you're going to be making on day one or whenever. Again, will you make over your lifetime? Yes, especially if you get your CPA license. 100%. So again, entirely online, competency-based education. It means you can move as quickly as through your degree as you can, master the material. You don't have to log into classes at any certain time. You are truly in the driver's seat of your education. I love that. I love the fact that this is kind of learn as you go and learn on your own pace. I think that's awesome. If you're a go-getter, I think this school can really benefit you. Okay, cool. So accredited. All right, let's go into price. So look at this. So let's say, for example, if you spent, so this is their calculator this is their tuition calculator. And again, it's a 6-month term, and you could take as many classes as you want during this 6-month term. So let's say it took you 4 years. So it would cost you $31,640. Is that bad? Honestly, given today's tuition costs, this is actually fantastic. For a full-on 4-year accounting degree, $31,000. Again, is it a lot? Sure, but given how much school is nowadays, I think this is a slam dunk. But let's say you're a go-getter and you get done in 3 years. You could get done in 3 years, and you can tell me I can graduate with my accounting degree and be ready for the CPA license for $23,000. I would take that in a heartbeat, 100%. I think that's really inexpensive, given, again, sure, it's a lot of money, but given how much school is nowadays, that can sometimes be either 1 year or I mean, I've heard horror stories of how much people are paying for school nowadays. So $23,000 for a full-on education isn't the worst thing in the world. I think it's actually really good as far as price goes. Again, and then, okay, what are we at? Flexible schedule. So we went over the schedule as far as, again, you start the course, you go through the coursework, you take an assessment, and then either you mastered the course and you pass it, or you didn't master it and you got to go back to the coursework. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's go at your own pace, which I think is awesome. Your accounting degree has been one of your greatest assets. Sure, again, return on your investment. They're going to try to sell you that. Given that even if it's $30,000, it's going to pay off. I agree. I think accounting degrees are awesome. Oh, this is great. 6%. So employment of accountants and auditors is projected to grow 6% through 2033. The median salary for accountant auditor is almost $80,000 per year. I agree with that 100%. I think especially nowadays, if you go from college straight into if you go from your 4-year university to a big firm or a top 10 firm, top 10 firms are probably paying anywhere between like 65 to like 85,000 for first-year audit associates nowadays. From what I know, and a lot of people I've talked to in the industry, that's how much they're paying. So this number seems right. I would highly agree with that. Okay, job titles: accounting manager, financial director, vice president of finance, controller. These are definitely later on in your career. I mean, again, you're just getting your basic accounting degree. So the jobs you're going to be looking at once you graduate from this school are going to be, staff accountant, staff auditor, anything with staff in the name. Accounting manager, that's going to be maybe 5-6 years in. Financial director, you're talking about 8 to 9. VP of finance, that's 10 plus. Again, I'm at that level, and it took me like at the controller, VP of finance level, and it took me 10 to 12 years to get to even that level. So again, take these with a grain of salt. I mean, sure, are these available to you eventually with your CPA, with your accounting and CPA? Yes. Forensic accountant, I think this is awesome too. I think this is such a great field that's not enough people talk about. I've had friends go into this industry, and I think it's great. Okay, cool. Admission requirements. So submit all transcripts documenting completion of college level coursework with a cumulative GPA of 2.0 or higher. Possess a bachelor or associate's degree from an accredited post-secondary institution. Submit high school transcripts with a review cumulative GPA of 2.0 or higher. So essentially, to get into this like program straight out of high school, you really only need a 2.0 GPA. And obviously, if you have an associate's degree, it should be probably easier. But for the most part, it looks like most people should be eligible for this school. Transfer credits, cool. And then obviously the more details. So that's kind of their website. So, all right. And after going through this website, I think the pros of going through this school, it's affordable. It's a flexible schedule. You finish faster, so hopefully you pay less. And it's accredited like any other university, any other traditional four-year school like I went to. It's fully accredited, and the credits still go to the CPA exam. This is not like a sales pitch on WGU. I didn't go to school there. I personally have never met anyone that went to school here. So again, I'm just giving you based on what I'm seeing, and obviously they're trying to sell you on going into this program. But here are the cons. Here are what I don't like about this. There's no live classes or campus life. A big thing, especially your first job out of college. I got my first job out of college by being involved on campus, by being a leader within the organization, by being a leader in Beta Psi, by being a leader in my accounting club. And through that, I met a lot of firms, and that's how I got a lot of firm offers out of college. With this program, I can't see how you're going to be able to network and connect with big firms unless you go to someone else's Meet the Firm, or you are very proactive about it. So I think that is one of the big cons about this school. Again, the networking opportunities are none because it's a completely online program. And if you live in a remote area, it could be a little difficult. Not saying impossible, okay? I'm just giving you the cons. And again, limited networking opportunity. That's another con. Like, there's literally no networking opportunities. It's an online program. So that's where if you do decide to go down this route at WGU, you are going to need to take matters into your own hands and be very proactive about your career and landing a job outside of college. Because again, there are no networking opportunities. You're not going to be, there is no Meet the Firms for this school, at least from what I know of. So you're just going to need to be very proactive about you being able to obviously network and land a job out of college. Because again, like I preach on this channel, the whole point of going to college is to land a job outside of college, right? That's it. We go to school to learn, to be able to provide a service outside of school. That's it. So it's not ideal if you need a lot of structure. Again, like if you would have asked me if this program was good for me coming out of high school, I don't know, man. It'd be tough because I definitely could tell you, me at 17 years old when I graduated high school, if they would have told me like, hey, just, good luck. And like, here's your structure. There's no structure to the program. Like one thing that helped me in school was like, hey, you need to be at class. We're taking the test on this day. Like that's what helped me out. I wasn't really, when I was younger, I really wasn't too self-motivated or self-driven. So having a structure helped me. But again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing probably for me, but eventually I think I would have probably grown out of that phase and been like, hey, I got to do what I got to do. I want to be a CPA. This is what I'm going to do. So yeah, eventually I think I would have been okay. But again, not ideal if you need a lot of structure. CPA unit requirement. This is one thing I would just make sure, whatever state you're in, make sure that when you graduate from this program, you at least have the necessary units to sit for the CPA exam. Or if you need additional units, figure out how maybe they can provide them for you at a cheaper price, or you obviously need to find another route. But just make sure your CPA education requirements are met. And I haven't seen a big public accounting firm, I'm talking top 20, recruit directly from this school. Again, maybe you did, and you're going to tell me I'm wrong, and I want you to comment on this video. If you went to WGU and you have a success story, please comment below. Please, I don't need to be right or wrong on this. I'm just giving you my personal opinion based on my decade of experience of what I've seen. But now that this school's been so popular among the community that we're building here, I had to make a video about it on what I think. Overall, again, I think it's a great program. I think it's fantastic. I've been saying this for so long. I wish big firms set up like their own schools where, like in my perfect world, like Even not even big firms, forget it. Like a small firm, if as long as they're accredited, you can work for them for like I don't know 2 years. Again, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Okay, like hey, you work for them for 2 years, you learn everything that you need to learn about accounting and how to be an auditor. You get all the requirements for the CPA, 2 to 3 years, and then like your first year of working, you essentially kind of like work for free, give or take, but you're essentially paying back that schooling that you went through for working at this firm. I don't know. That's just, in my opinion, that would be fantastic. I think that would give away, that would get people away from going into debt. You would learn as you're kind of, you would work as you learn. And again, I just think that'd be awesome. And I think it lends itself for being an accountant and a CPA, but that's nor here nor there. No one's offering that yet. So again, it's probably a dream that I have. But yeah, I think for now, I think this is again, I went over the cons. No live classes, limited networking opportunities. It's not ideal if you need structure. The CPA exam requirements, just make sure you have them. And I haven't necessarily seen people go directly from here from an undergraduate program to a big firm, which is what I always recommend, just because again of the resources, the skills that you obtain while you're working at these big firms. So that's kind of my assessment overall. Again, I think it's a good school. I would just do your due diligence to make sure that it's the right fit for you. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to smash the like button below. Till next time, peace.